with Josh Allen. Some news. Obviously, he battled through an injury last season, had the broken bone in his foot. Yeah. He had surgery to repair the bone this offseason, and Joe Brady says he's good to go. It will not hamper Josh Allen's status for OTAs. Now, Brady added that Allen could barely walk with the injury, but he was able to play through it. That doesn't really compute in my head, but this kind of is more fodder for, listen, man, is that Buffalo window closed, Colin? We know the AFC is going to be stacked next year.
Well, Cam, Big Ben aged very quickly because when you're as big as Josh is, you're going to hang in the pocket more. Let's be honest. Even in the NFL, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, guys like that, they're 6'5.5". They're 245. Corners and linebackers can struggle with them. So the downside to size is sometimes you feel you're kind of bulletproof. Well, this is what happens. You can only take so many hits. Big Ben aged fast. Cam overnight aged. Cam took so many shots head on and didn't slide. So, my take on this stuff is, this is what we've talked about. You probably have 3 more A plus years by Josh, and then you're going to feel like it's A- that he's not quite willing to just scramble. So, and by the way, he has probably 6 great years left, but I do wonder, Dak Prescott aged really fast, lower body injuries, and Dak's big, and he doesn't move like he used to. So
we've seen Lamar break down, Patrick Mahomes coming off a major injury. Allen has been, I don't know how many games he's missed over the last 5. It's not many, maybe 0. But essentially, he's hitting that 30 wall. And Colin, he's taken a lot of hits over the years. Remember, late in the season, they just turn on, hey, Josh Allen runs 12 times a game because we need wins. I don't know, man. Listen, it's March. I'm not going to bury the Buffalo Bills, but file it away for the offseason.
Yeah, you do that, Jack. You do that. I've said 1,000,000 times, but since we're talking about it, I'll say it for 1,000,001 time. I think for all these quarterbacks, they got like 3 years left of their absolute prime where we're just like they can do anything in any given moment. But to say that it doesn't compute with Josh Allen that he was having problems like walking and stuff like that, but he was able to play football. First off, we know how they get these guys ready to play. And he literally needed surgery on a broken bone. Again, I'm coming from someone who's had a lot of injuries, who's had a lot of surgery. There really is no surgery that you can have where you just feel perfectly fine and you're just like, yeah, I can play, but I would prefer to get surgery. That's not how it works. This isn't like they're not removing like an extra pinky or something. You're going in and fixing a broken bone, a torn ligament, etc., etc. So, yeah, it makes perfect sense that his body was legitimately compromised. You don't just get surgery for the fun of it. That's not how it works. Okay. There is also no position in his body where he now gets surgery for a broken bone in his foot. But yet he was perfectly okay prior to that. He was just perfectly 100%. No issues at all. It's why it was remarkable what he was able to do because then he immediately went out and got surgery. Snorts, he wasn't just in a brace. It wasn't just like, oh, I just go to let my body heal. He had to go in and get surgery, something that you don't want to do. You don't want to dig into a body. You don't want to plate something. You don't want to put screws into it. You don't want scar tissue. You don't want to do any of that, especially during the off-season. There's the argument that they want to go do that in the middle of the season because you can expedite the healing process so you can get them back out on the field sooner rather than later. But going into the off-season when you have months to heal, you're not going to just go in and do surgery just for the sake of it. LeBron understands this better than any other athlete out there. Better than any other athlete out there. So yeah, to now just be like, I don't know. This doesn't really add up. Of course it does. Of course it does. That's why it was remarkable what Josh Allen did. So, I was remarkable what Justin Herbert did. So, I was remarkable. Yes. What Aaron Rodgers did. A lot of people talk about injuries. It's clear you never had one. It's clear you never had surgery if you don't understand how ridiculous. I don't care. Oh, it was only a bone in his wrist. I don't care what it was. Oh, it was a small bone in his foot. Yeah, those things matter. Okay. You stub your toe and you feel like you can't walk. So, yeah. These things matter. These things matter tremendously. But where's he said everyone's stacked in the AFC? Who's stacked in the AFC right now? He Chiefs, the Ravens, the Chargers, the Bengals. I don't understand who's stacked. Do people say that the Patriots are stacked? The closest you can say to stacked are the Broncos. And that was a crazy awesome game. Literally came down to overtime. So who's stack? The Colts are stacked. The Jags are stacked. I want to know who are all the stacked teams right now. Is the stacked team in the room with us right now? I don't know the quarterbacks who we know who always balled out in the playoffs. Are they in the room with us right now? Who is it? I don't know who it is. I mean, we haven't seen Lamar Jackson consistently ball in the playoffs. We haven't seen Drake May consistently ball in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs even making the playoffs. Joe Burrow, are they even making the playoffs? CJ Stroud, are you balling in the playoffs? I don't understand. Justin Herbert, I want to know why the Buffalo Bills window is closing, but other teams' windows are opening. Again, really the best argument would be the Broncos and the Patriots. Totally understandable. Totally understandable. But I don't understand where else do we go from here? And again, I love the Broncos. I love the Patriots. I love all the things that they're doing. I love what the Chargers are doing. All that type of stuff. But again, in relation to the Buffalo Bills, why are they at this disadvantage where a window is apparently closing and that therein according to Jim Max should be buried, but he just doesn't want to do it right now. He'll save it for later. I'm just confused. And again, any of the other teams that you could say, well, listen, they're trending in the right direction. Okay. Where's the evidence and where's the proof? Where's the track record that they will legitimately elevate and be special in the playoffs, especially at the quarterback position? I know Josh Allen has the most total yards per game in playoff history and has the best touchdown to interception ratio in playoff history and has the most rushing yards in playoff history and is second to Jalen Hurts in the most rushing touchdowns in playoff history. That seems like a pretty good quarterback in the piles, right? Yeah. Oh, but he had a not such a perfect game last season. Oh, he had a broken foot and then literally had surgery immediately after the game, but it didn't affect him at all. No, he was on the field. It didn't affect him at all. They just wanted to fix the broken bone just for fun. Josh Allen is the first person in the world to have a broken bone that didn't affect his body, didn't affect his mobility, his throwing, his pain tolerance, none of it. He's the first player in the world. He really is Superman. Wow. I've been, I always call him Superman. I always say that he's the best to do it. I guess I'm doubting him right now. The doctor was like, "Sir, Mr. Allen, I want to do surgery on your bone right now, but I know you don't really need it, but I'm just a little old doctor and I just would love the honor. It would really help my career to say I did surgery on Josh Allen, but it doesn't really matter. You just need sunlight, bubble gum, and some water and you'll be good to go." And he's like, "You know what, doctor? I got your back. I'm a team player. I'll help you out. I'll let you do surgery on me. I don't even know. Seriously. It's just what happens when we want to have these really harsh binary extreme conversations where it's all or nothing. It's just all or nothing. One of the first takes that I really remember just being like, this is so dumb, listening to sports radio when I was really early on, just starting to realize, oh, I actually like sports talk, because I didn't always like it, and I was just like, oh, I actually find myself being more interested in these shows, these conversations, having it playing on the background. I'm like, I actually really like this, and and then I start forming more opinions myself, and I remember I won't say the names. I won't say the names, but they were like, if you're on the field, there's no excuse. Everyone's injured. I was said, everyone's injured. It's January. Everyone's banged up. And it's like, oh my gosh. And at that point, I was 2 injuries away. Didn't even have I was still there. I was, little did I know my future was going to give me another 2 injuries thrown my way. I was actually technically physically less injured in the bad in that moment. And I still was like, what are you talking about? Yes, everyone is a little banged up. I get it. But that doesn't mean what you think it means. Well, if you're on the field, that means you're, there's no excuse. And it's like, oh my gosh, what? Like what? I swear Patrick Mahomes gets more bent of the doubt for rolling an ankle and being perfectly fine on it than Josh Allen gets for literally playing on a broken foot where he needed surgery as soon as the season was over to repair it. Do you understand how ridiculous that is? I mean, do you guys actually legitimately understand? I need you all to just take a second and just really reflect on that. Please talk to anyone you know who's been injured if you don't want to take my word for it. His body was broken and he needed surgery to then immediately fix it. Do we understand that? Do you understand that? That's remarkable. And it's not like it was, oh, it was just kind of clean-up surgery on the knee, or they're just, shaving down some bone, or removing a little bit of cartilage, some cartilage fragments or something, some floating bodies. Sometimes you get surgery and there'll be some cysts or whatever that they could take care of and whatnot. No, this was like a legitimate broken bowel, because I can understand someone who's get some cleanup surgery, which even that is it's a little dicey how they use that word, some cleanup surgery, but it's just like I can still see where some of that makes a little bit more logical sense. No, this was a legitimate broken bone that they then had to fix. Josh Allen. Josh Allen. Josh Allen. We really do. I mean, we got to figure out why it's so hard to have some of these conversations around some of these players. We really do. Sometimes I think it's fandom. Sometimes I think it's lack of experience. Sometimes I don't know. I don't know what the complete picture is. I don't know how we see a story like this and then it leads us to the Super Bowl windows closing for Josh Allen, and because the AFC is stacked. And then I look around the AFC and I'm like, well, who's stacked right now? And the closest I got are the Broncos. And people don't even think that Bo Nix and the Broncos are great. They're third. They're their third to win their own division. And no one's saying the Chargers are stacked. No one's saying the Chiefs are stacked. Nobody cares about Daniel Jones and the Colts. Colin and Jack had a whole discussion that the Jags are losing players. So, who's stacked? Who's then the biggest threat to the Buffalo Bills? Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens? I don't think so. Joe Burrow and T. He Cincinnati Bengals, Shader Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. What are we doing? What are we talking about? Why do I feel like I'm losing my mind right now? What are we talking about? Am I missing teams? Please tell me I'm missing teams. Who made the playoffs in the AFC last year? Not the Bills, obviously. The Ravens didn't. The Bengals didn't. The Chiefs didn't. The Colts didn't. You had the Texans. Don't think the Bills are fully afraid of them. They have a great defense. I get it. But you're not afraid. The Jags, they beat them. And again, according to them, they're taking a backward step. Not afraid of the Steelers. Not afraid of the Chargers. Not afraid of the Patriots. Not afraid of the Broncos. Even though those teams are good. No disrespect to those teams. You're not afraid of them. You're not like, oh man, we can't beat them. What teams am I missing right now? I'm thinking am I missing I can't even talk. Am I missing an entire division? I don't is there something that I'm not grasping? I mean here are all the teams in the AFC. The Dolphins? No. The Jets? No. The Browns? I didn't miss any teams. Where are the stacked teams? Where are they? And if we go to the other division, who the Vikings, Kyler Murray, we got the Los Angeles Rams, no doubt they didn't make it to the Super Bowl last season. They didn't beat the Seahawks. The Cowboys are afraid. The Josh Allen's afraid of Dak Prescott now. He's afraid of Jackson Dart. He's afraid of Baker Mayfield. Can someone please help me? Please help me explain. Explain this to me. Please. I can't figure it out. I think I'm pretty good at figuring stuff out. It's like the thing I do. I can't figure this out. I really can't. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen and that Super Bowl window that's just shrinking because everyone else's Super Bowl window is growing? Let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. This really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much.